Hello again, everyone. This is Mike then from rcgroups.com. If you watched my previous video, you will know that I am reviewing the HBX 12891 Dune Thunder Desert Off-Road buggy truck that was graciously provided to me by banggood.com if I posted a review. So here we go. I guess we'll just call this my quick look and comparison video. We'll just we'll compare it to some other trucks that I have and just kind of give a quick tour before we jump into the to the running of it. When you can compare it, you can see that the Dune Thunder is really only just a little bit smaller than the Subaru Brat, which I think the Brat is a smaller 1/10 sized vehicle. But if you go on down the line, you do see that the vehicles, of course, do get a little bit bigger. This is probably a better comparison of the scale. You can see it's actually quite a bit smaller than the Tamiya Blackfoot. It's to be expected, of course. I'm not complaining because it is 1/12 scale versus 1/10 scale. So first in taking a look at the suspension travel, it appears to have quite a bit of travel. I think that's going to be more than enough for off-road use. You see if you pick it up, it does actually have a little bit of, it does sag like it's supposed to from the weight of the vehicle. Flip it around. And you kind of see the same thing from the back. It's got quite a bit of suspension travel. And if you, I don't know if I can kind of pick it up here. Let's see if I can do it with both hands. If I pick it up, you can see it actually does pretty good. In feeling the shocks, I think I feel a little bit of air in these oil-filled shocks. So I just wonder if they simply didn't fill up enough. So before I run it for the first time, I'm going to add some fluid to it. Looks like we have plastic drive shafts. They are universal type drive shaft. It looks like it's the same way for both the front and the rear. There you go. You can see that better. Oh, duh. The rear doesn't steer. Sorry, that was kind of stupid. And it also looks like on both the front and rear we've got some adjustable suspension, which is kind of nice. It's in the middle right now, and I'm sure that the customer can change the suspension geometry they want, the way they want. If they wanted to ride a little lower, perhaps for road riding, or maybe just raise it up a little bit for some more ground clearance. It's also got 6 LEDs, looks like 4 fog lights, if you will, and 2 headlights up front. Looking forward to getting those babies lit up and see what they look like. See if I can do this with one hand here. Alright, I'm going to take the body off. Just 4 standard body pins. Looks like a standard Lexan body. Alright, so you can see underneath we have the standard, I believe it's a 380 or perhaps a 390 size motor. I'd have to check the documentation. A standard steering servo right there. And it looks like that looks like an integrated ESC and receiver, which of course is just fine. And you've got a little plug here, and that's where let me zoom in. You got a little plug right there, and that mates to the plug on the bottom of the body. If I can put it in frame. There we go. And that's how we plug, that's what connects our lights, because you can see the underside right there. Something else to note too, while the out drives appear to be plastic, looks like it is a metal drive shaft that connects the front and the rear transmissions. It's actually kind of nice, and it's also got a heat sink on the motor as well. Tires look like they're bolted on with just some standard bolts, but I thought it was actually kind of nice they put a Phillips head in there because you certainly can't get a wrench into that tight little space. Looks like some adjustable tie rods, obviously both left and right. The steering tie rod here looks adjustable too. Looks like actually beefy ball joints. As far as the batteries are concerned, it looks like one battery is mounted on either side of the buggy, right here. And you just pop this cover off to get to it. And there you go. Looks like we have a single cell 1500 milliamp 3.7 volt battery. So the question is this LiPo or lithium ion? It is lithium ion. You have one battery per side. Cover pops off the same way. Easy access to the battery. And again, I have no fingernails, so I can't pop it out. I'll just use that to pop it out. So there we go. And again, another 3.7 volt, 1500 milliamp lithium ion battery. And you can see when I pull the batteries out, they have tape covering both the positive and negative sides of the terminal, so it doesn't accidentally power on during transport, which is a nice touch. That concludes my video on comparison and initial thoughts. Please check out my next video where I detail the woes I had with trying to charge these batteries for the first time. Thanks for watching.